Fire Sheet Saber. We're going to be talking through today's MLB slate. We'll touch on the NBA as well, which I'm still trying to figure out. Obviously, one piece of key news, which I think we're all waiting on, and we just haven't heard yet about Kristaps. So that's obviously going to be a big key. So MLB wise, we talked it out pretty thoroughly earlier. What are you looking at today, Sheets? What are you looking at pitching wise?
I'm having trouble dealing with the FanDuel projection. I got to deal with that first. I shall do it in a few minutes. On DraftKings, it still looks like Peterson and Miller are top values over there. As far as hitting, I mean, still Yankees, I suppose. And then Dodgers. Kansas City I have is not bad. But I'm going to run the Sims. I'm going to see what I can come up with. St. Louis looks good again. So Yankees, St. Louis, Kansas City, maybe Dodgers.
Yeah, St. Louis does look good. It feels a little trappy to me. Something about it just feels strange. But I'd be lying if I said I don't have any of it. I like the Dodgers. I like the Yankees. I like the Royals, and then I like the LA Arizona game as my favorites. But I'm getting like pieces of Philadelphia, the Mets, and St. Louis as well. I also didn't mind your idea earlier because Bueller has been struggling, maybe to take a shot against him here with Texas. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that, but again, a lot of good places to go today, so I don't think you have to do it. But I do think that's an interesting route, and I like when you brought it up earlier. Okay. The other thing is I'm just, even if I'm not playing the Yankees, I'm just having, when Judge goes on these streaks, it's really hard to not want to try to prioritize him. He just gets so hot. I mean, he's hit 8 home runs in the last 8 games.
Is that right?
Something like that. Let's see, 4. No, it's a little worse than that. Sorry about that. He's hit 4 in the last 3. And then he had a 4-game stretch. I thought it was only a 3-game stretch where he didn't hit homer, but then he hit 4 in 3 games before that too. And then a day in between, and then 5 days in a row he hit home runs. So he's just hitting an insane number. He's got 25 home runs, for Christ's sake. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm just trying to get to Judge as a one-off as much as possible. I think it's a really I think it's just, I mean, it sounds stupid to say it out loud that he's a really good play, but I do think he's a really good play. And I just, whether or not you're playing the Yankees, but I like this Arizona idea, going back to it. I like the some of the Angel pieces. One of the things I'm going to do that's different a little bit, I really like this Christopher Sanchez play. Okay. I say there's not high variance or whatever, but I think that there is definitely immense upside. I mean, you just look at how much Boston strikes out against lefties, and I think I'm in on it a little bit. I think I'm going to go that route and play some Christopher Sanchez and play him probably my big buy-in. I'm also getting to some Lodolo, some Peterson. As you mentioned, Peterson will be the chalky one, and then Bryce Miller as my other chalky one. I didn't get to Sonny Gray at all, so if he gets a big night, probably just going to be good night me. Maybe I end up with one lineup with him by the end of the day, but as of right now, I don't really love it. So that's essentially sort of what I'm thinking for this slate, baseball wise.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is
Jonathan Cannon. Sorry, forgot to mention Jonathan Cannon. He is another one that I'm more than happy to use as a cheapo with Peterson if you want to go be so bold. He's facing Seattle. He's 6K. I think I'll take that chance.
All right, let me then go ahead and share my screen and see what we can kind of tweak around with. So again, for those of you that aren't here all the time, I put some projections in here, whether they're mine or whatever, just to kind of show you guys the process of building. And I guess first thing is that I always save dummy lineups. It just makes it easier for me. Mm-hmm. You'll see why in a minute. So I put my projections in here, and just so you know what I'm playing 50 in the lottery. I'm playing 1 and 1 in the big one. So we already saved those contest sims, but let's run this is what I'll put in 50 lineups and then 5,000 total. Don't make any other changes. And let's just build. I'm expecting again, probably I don't know what I'm expecting actually. What did we say earlier when I did this? Do we remember what happened, or did we not build this morning? I forget.
For which sheets?
For the main slate for the DraftKings for baseball.
Oh, we didn't do a build.
Didn't get to it.
Yeah. So I'm curious as well to see what you end up with.
While this is going on, I'm letting my dog in. Give me a sec.
Okay, do your thing. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get different variations of the stacks that I really like. Again, like I said, Dodgers and trying to do it pretty much every which way. And they just released their lineup right as we were coming on, I believe. So I'm just going to double check that it makes sense for what I'm doing. Let me grab the lineup really quick. All right, so Dodgers, yeah, Betts, Ohtani, Freeman, Smith, Teoscar, Lux, Pajes, Hayward, and Biggio straight out the bat. He's in the lineup. Wow, right after the trade. Although he's not in the player pool, Kevin Biggio.
Oh, I don't know if he's still playing.
The Dodgers traded for him today.
Oh, okay.
But I got the note today. How did they already get him in the stadium playing in the lineup?
So it's going to be, before I put the Sims to work, it's going to be like Yankees are the team everybody Saberson wants me to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can actually make it work.
I think it's doable.
Let's just save the right fields, run the contest Sims, and see what we get.
By the way, I was going to say that if you're not playing Sanchez, I do think that like Boston, just for what it's worth, has really, really cheap pieces. Now, they haven't exactly been the most effective cheap pieces, don't get me wrong, like Bobby Dahlbeck and Jordan Westbrook, but they are super cheap and in reasonable spots in the order if you wanted to take that chance.
Okay. So first of all, how many games are on the slate?
So there is 8.
Okay. I asked that to myself to see if I want to make sure I get all 5-man stacks, or if I can just kind of let it get what I get to. I think I'm gonna. Well, we'll just see what I get, and then we'll see what I have to force or not.
Yeah.
All right. Percentile, which is so in the walk-off home run, it's gonna just give me something. Yeah. So they want to get a little more contrarian. They want to play Miami. That makes sense a little bit. And I'll just for now just kind of just save it right here in the contest, and then we'll go to the lottery. And the first thing we do before we even do anything with the lottery, so I'm playing 50s, I want to decide whether I want to go min uniques 1, min uniques 2, depending on what I think of my projections, what I think of the predictability. I don't know. Let's. I'm not too confident. Let's just say so. I'll go min uniques 2, and then we'll go over to stack exposure and see what types of stacks I'm getting. Like I don't want to listen because it's a shorter slate. I'll be a little liberal, but I don't want to play like 2-2-2-2. You know, I want to.
Right.
I want to at least have something to work with. Right. So we'll.
Although some of those lineups I lost to last night, and a couple of those tournaments were like that kind of crap, and they really.
Oh really?
Yeah, pisses me off when I'm not the one doing it. I'm okay with it when I'm doing it, but I
will save these, and then we'll just fire them. Now again, one thing that you might not have noticed, or maybe you guys did, is that I have no idea who I have. But it's fine. I mean, I've made peace with it because, we did a lot of work on our projections, did a lot of work with lineup building. And if you trust your process, technically you shouldn't have to look at who you have. Now I probably will. Okay. Because if I get, 99% of a guy that I just don't like, whatever, I'm going to change it. But that really is the process. Now let's go to FanDuel and see what that looks like.
All right.
Are you playing FanDuel at all? Anything?
Not today.
Okay.
I am for golf, but not for baseball.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
All right. So same thing. And I'm doing this. Ooh, wait, you know what? This will be even more pure because I'm not even playing FanDuel tonight. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you what I would do if I were playing. So I build. Let's say I usually play 50 in the lottery, so I'll build 5,000 lineups with a pool of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you look at all? Like, can you imagine? Oh my God, Sonny Gray's a full 11K over there. That's a big price. Who do you think they would get me to here? If I Bryce
Probably
Miller 10-3?
Gray, probably Gray and Miller would be the ones.
Okay.
I think. Would it be mean not to play him? I feel like I'm not going to play Hayward in some of my stacks, and I feel like an idiot for him being like basically the most important part. Let's see, Ezekiel Duran.
So who would you? So BGO's on the Dodgers, and he's playing tonight, and he's what price?
What's that? What was the last part, Sheets?
So and what price is BGO?
BGO is he's not playing. He's not available.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, okay.
They made the trade today. That's why I don't even know how he's.
Oh, okay. All right. So
yesterday, maybe they made it yesterday.
All right. So again, what we look at is first, just for funsies, I would be getting like all the Yankees. I would get literally 94% Judge specifically, actually, and almost 100% Peterson on FanDuel, which is interesting. So if I was going to apply the Sims, normally I would have like within my contest, a contest that I can access, but because I don't, we have to do it this way. So you get a contest sim settings, add contest sims. We have to name it something. So we'll name it the, lottery or something. And then we'll use the field of flagship MME, save settings, and this green button run contest sims.
And Bobby Dalbec ever going to hit something?
And then we'll talk. So shows how embarrassing it is to me when you were telling me, we are waiting for the big news in the playoff game. And I had no idea what you're talking about until the very, very end when you said Porzingis.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely a big piece of news, and I don't know what to do.
Well, what's the talk behind it? What are they saying? Is game time decision
really
or something?
There's no question he's hurt. There's a lot of talk that he's not going to play at all again in the series.
Okay, so they're up to they're chilling, right? I mean, like
they're up to nothing. You'd think if he sat, this would be the time to sit and then maybe see how he feels. But so I did my early things trying to draft around that. Like I have Al Horford in my big buy-in as the captain.
Dodgers, Padre. So I'd be getting. So with the Sims, I'd be getting this, but forget what I would getting. Let's see if I want to change these stack exposures. Yeah, I mean, I want to have at least a 4-2-2. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So we hit apply, it deletes all those, and then just in case you guys cared, you would be getting looks like 100% Dodgers. With this process. So, or you could go min uniques 2 and you probably still get 94% Dodgers. Yep. Usually when you mess around with the min 2s, it usually scrambles up the other teams a little bit. Just this my experience doing it. So okay, so that's would be FanDuel. I'm updating the projections right now for the NBA, so I don't have those ready to go yet. But do you want to do any conditional thing like who are we looking at if, for example, if Porzingis is out? You think
even that's going to be a question? Well, the first one would be Al Horford is the obvious one.
Okay,
and then the other ones it gets a little bit trickier because would it be Cornette or would they bring in Tillman in this matchup? My guess is Cornette. I'm not sure. That's where I would side with. I also think it would give Hauser a little bit of a boost. Pritchard a little bit of a boost, and then all the starters really a boost. So it really benefits absolutely everyone.
So when you say it benefits Horford, that's because Horford was. I mean, Porzingis was coming off the bench, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that's only because only because he was hurt.
That was just for the one game.
For the 2 games, but he was hurt. He was coming back from an injury where he wasn't supposed to. He wouldn't have been playing any regular season games. So it was just because of that. It was just going to keep his minutes limited.
No, but what I was saying is if he plays, do you think he's going to come off the bench?
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with Horford or anything. I don't care. It doesn't. Starting doesn't really mean anything to me. They don't have those two guys on the court almost ever at the same time. They could, but they just almost never do. And yeah, you would assume. I mean, Horford's projection will it won't double, but it'll come close to doubling.
But again, I don't understand. So why does Porzingis out help Horford that much?
Because instead of playing 16 minutes or 18 minutes, he's probably going to play 32.
Oh, I thought Horford would start anyway. That's what I was asking.
Starting, but he wasn't really playing the main role. What I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he was. It was. I mean, Porzingis is the guy for their wild card guy or whatever. Yeah, and even starting or not, it doesn't. It's just the amount of opportunity I think is just much more there.
Okay.
For Horford. But it could. I mean, you never know. You could get that weird Luke Cornett game. You could get this. If there was going to be a weird, reverse blowout, it would be the Dallas tonight. I think. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's certainly possible. You get a cold night shooting. That's all it takes.
They're good teams. It's the NBA. I mean,
yeah,
they're at home now. Dallas. They're. I think they're supposed to win.
Yep. Agreed. Okay.
And spread's only 1 or something, right?
Actually, they're an underdog, Dallas. It's a little surprise. I actually, for what it's worth, I like Dallas tonight. But I think it's a good series. I mean, I think this is going to be tougher in Dallas than it's going to be obviously back in Boston.
Yeah.
And without if Porzingis is out, I think that. Let me just actually double check if the NBA if NBA is giving anything away here and letting us know what the spread is. I got to see if they changed it much. Because I actually think that Dallas might have been favored in this series if you said beforehand that Porzingis would be out for the whole series. It would have been close.
You're saying?
Yeah, I just think that the teams are really close without Porzingis in there. With the Porzingis in there, it's a little bit different because it's just they're so hard to guard Boston. You know what I mean? It's just you have 5 awesome scorers on the court anytime they want to. And it's just not the case with guys like Horford, Pritchard, Hauser, Cornette. It's just a different situation. There's also speculation about Josh Green getting more minutes, potentially to try to guard the. They've done a pretty good job on Jalen and Jason, but that's been rumored from a few people I've heard. Other people want to speculate on Tim Hardaway potentially getting some run. I don't know if I have much about that one. I'll throw him into a lineup or two in the utility, but that's pretty much all I'm going to do. And let's see.
Okay, so I'm going to do those projections, get those up. Again, I'm going to probably go for a little, I'd like for what's his name to be out, Porzingis. Then I could try to out speculate the speculators. Maybe if people are so sure it's going to be Cornette, then I'll play Tillman, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because there's other roughly 2K guys that are already getting minutes in this series. So I don't think they're going to go drastically toward that. I think the way of getting different is to try to play that guy maybe. And the weird part is Cornette, and this is going to sound stupid, but Cornette does have the same poor man skill set as Kristaps does. He's long, he can shoot. He's fairly good moving away from the ball. There's some similarities there at least. All right, who do I want as my last piece here? And there's not one outfielder that I want to play. 20, Dominic Canzone.
Is that true?
I just can't find anybody at 3K. I just keep ending up at this weird 3K price point in baseball and can't do anything about it. But all right, come on, DraftKings, get it together. There we go. Get the Dodger lineup in there so we don't have to play guys who aren't playing.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I might get out of here a little bit because I still have to finish some of these baseball builds, and I'm trying to see. I'm a little worried I'm going to get into the same situation I got into last time, Sheets, where I was late swap. I was doing your style of doing things, and if I hit a problem, that's where my brain goes haywire. If it happens 5 minutes before lock, it's going to be.
Oh yeah, you gotta
So I'm not sure about what.
A lot of pressure down there at the end.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm looking at for what it's worth. I'm going to try and join you later, but I will throw out that I did do a bunch more on the golf, and Somehow I can't avoid Scotty, so I got him 40%, which I just don't know how not to do.
So, like you said, so you'll be with the field. I mean, that's probably
Yeah,
what he's going to
exactly.
do.
But I do have 31% of Brooks, and I've got 30 of Morikawa, 30 of Fleetwood, 25 of Keegan Bradley, 25 of Hatton, 25 of Hovland, 25 of Straka, 25 of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, we're going to see who I have when I do it live later. Again, I went through who I had as of like this afternoon, but that can change quite a bit. So.
And I might have a little more to offer because I've already listened to 2 of the podcasts today, but there's 2 more I've got to listen to.
Nice.
From these golf guys that I know, so I might have a little more information. You know, I've already gotten some weird names from these guys.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, they like the Jake Knapp and the Matt Kuchar and the Lucas Glovers and Adam Hadwins, Denny McCarthy seems to be a favorite. So yeah, it looks like I'm ending up more with Dodgers, Cardinals, Yankees, and that's my main stacks. It looks like, but Cardinals I don't have a full stack. I just have them as 3 and 4 man.
The Cardinals?
Yeah, the Cardinals. I like that. It just feels bad because every time it's let me down, but it's not a good enough reason for me not to do it.
Okay.
And they're not going to be owned enough. Like you'd think with their projections and everything, they would be owned more with how cheap they are. But I mean, you know what? They probably do end up owned more than they're being projected for. So you got Yankees, KC as the most popular teams. Yeah, I really liked KC, but then I realized that KC is going to be basically as popular as the Yankees, and I'll just take the Yankees in that situation.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis should be the 3rd most popular. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. You know who's getting – I mean – after all this talk today and everything and all of our things, they're speculating. It doesn't look like anybody's playing the Dodgers. Anybody's playing the Dodgers.
After all that?
I mean, it's pretty crazy. SaberSim's gotten a little bit out of line with it because they've got, get this, Sheets, they've got 1 Dodger projected above 1% owned.
Oh, my God.
And it's Ohtani, and they've got him at 4%.
Yeah, that's
when they played schemes, though, that was my favorite time to stack them because it was the greatest idea. You know who the highest owned one was? Chris Taylor was 2,000, and he was 0.5% owned. Not one of the Dodgers, including Mookie and Ohtani, were 1% owned. It was like a 7-game slate too. All right. So the plan is without Porzingis, I do think that going. I'm gonna definitely go some Horford captains. I think he's too cheap. PJ Washington is just weirdly too cheap. So. He's going to end up being in a good number of my lineups. I'm looking at what I got right now for captains, and I did set some minimum exposures. I have Luka 20% as my highest owned captain. That's hard to avoid tonight, I think. If there's a game that this was it. Kyrie and Tatum as my 2nd and 3rd, and then Tatum I basically have the same amount of Jaylen Brown as I do Tatum. So those are my other one, and then Horford is my next one, but that's assuming, of course, that he's out. I'm also doing some weirdness. Where I'm gonna if he's out, I'm gonna have a Cornette captain or 2, and I might even try a Tillman captain, even just because if they do end up getting some run, or if Horford gets in foul trouble, or if anything like that happens, or if it's a blowout, there's a lot of ways they can get that 12 or 14 fantasy points, and that might be good enough to get Luka, Kyrie, and Tatum all in the same lineup, for example. So that's what I'm
trying to upload my stuff to be able to run something, but running into some technical difficulties here. No, actually, that's okay. No, it's not going to work. I'm getting the freaking wrong projections. Yeah, the whole showdown thing's been kind of tough for me as far as getting my projections up on time. This is one of the things I can kind of use that some of those upgrades actually. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's just build one with just the SaberSim projections, I guess, to see. So
we'll build weird thing with Porzingis, by the way.
What's that?
You see what they did with they literally cut the projection in half, basically.
Oh, so this is dumb. I'm not doing anything then.
It's just not going to be a realistic.
I mean, like this is a projection he literally cannot have. I mean, like,
yeah, I think you have to change it to 0 or
45, right?
Yeah, 38 or something like.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're just going to wait on that one.
Okay. Let's see. Freeman, Harper, Arenado. Can I go Goldie? No. Seattle's lineup just came out for what it's worth. I didn't have it before. So did the Angels. The Angels, and the big question is, nope, we do not have Logan O'Hoppe in the mix.
This is what the world has come down to.
That's
the big news. That's what we've all been waiting for.
You can't play the Angels without
Logan O'Hoppe is in or not. That's it.
And what do they hate Joe Adele's? I think you know what it is. He just does a lot of stupid things out on the field, but it's weird that he's like batting 8th on this team. I still think it's strange. I don't really know what that's about. I mean, he's not like he's hitting it for much average, but he steals bases. Well, he certainly tries, and he's on pace to hit 35 home runs, 40 home runs possibly. Yeah, and he's batting 8th. All right, what else is there?
When do the top guys go off tomorrow? Do you have the tee times?
That's step number 7 for me on my list. But I am gonna, because I try to pair them together in my higher buy-ins.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll tell you what, if they put Tom Kim with Rory again, I'll play those two guys together. Tom Kim was like the best player in the world when he's played with Rory. Like 4 rounds, he's like averaging like 8 under or 7 under or something ridiculous. Okay. Let's see what we got. I can't even find the rumor thing on if you listen to certain podcasts I listen to, like Bill Simmons, for example. He started off like it's basically like announcing that it was over, but okay, well, Porzingis is not going to play anymore in this series. That's what's going to happen, or most likely that's what he was acting like. And he thought it's they were going to. But he's also like weird because he's a homer for Dallas. Wait, did we get word on Porzingis? No. Wait, hang on, Porzingis. No, I don't. Sorry.
No news.
No, I got excited, but I realized it was because I scripted a build and he wasn't in any of my builds.
Oh,
which is pretty logical, I think. Oh, no, that's not true. He ended up making 1 in the utility. So I'll tell you what, if he ends up playing, that might be the best captain there is. On top of it, by the way, there was always rumors that Luka and him didn't get along. They kind of ran him out of Dallas. He got booed. He's been booed when he got back there.
Well, nobody cares about that at this point.
No, but of all the times to sit in one game, when you're up 2-0 with the injury, with all this stuff, your first game back in Dallas, just all the things combined, maybe this is the time you give him a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
My speculation is that he doesn't play tonight, but that's what I'm going to treat it like. It's just hard to get the projections without just completely changing him to a 0, which is, I think, what I'm going to do.
But that doesn't help, really, because...
Yeah. Doesn't add everybody else's. It would help on the old system that I used to use, where if you change the minutes to 0.
Oh, that used to work.
It used to work. Well, okay, I don't know how well it actually worked, but the word was that it worked.
It was alleged to work. Okay,
allegedly working.
Yeah, I'm gonna play FanDuel as well tomorrow.
Nice. It wasn't quite as much jam them all in as I mean, it is still, but it's not quite as much as it has been for other tournaments, was what I noticed.
Oh, with Team Jam them in for the
for you could just play all the top guys and not even worry about it.
Oh, I thought you meant just Scheffler specifically.
No, I meant like remember there was a while, I was playing lineups when I was first starting playing on FanDuel, it was like Scheffler, Rahm, Rory, and who else do we want?
Right.
You could never do that on DraftKings. The Dodgers finally passed the Yankees in OPS last night. Took only 15 runs to do it or whatever. All right.
Seven.
All right, guys. Any questions or thoughts out there about this slate or anything? I know it's a little tough with the NBA because without that information, but It's not something I expect us to get necessarily until maybe
No.
right before game time.
No. Yeah, so I guess we're good.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
gonna
buddy.
I'm gonna be there at 10:30 tonight
Yep.
to talk about the NBA the game as it's coming down to an end, the MLB slate. We'll see where we are with that, and we'll do a live lineup build for the U.S. Open. Hope you guys can make it. It'll be on the YouTube channel, and I'll see you then.
Awesome. All right, man. Good luck, and I'll see you.